Next morning the sun rises. The birds start chirping as the engines slowly begin to wake up. Good morning, Nazo. Did you find Duck's branch line all right yesterday? Good to hear. I'm glad you were able to find your way there. How did Duck like having you on his branch line? That's great, Nazo. It's good to hear that Duck appreciated your help. You're doing a great job so far. I'm sure of it. You're already proving yourself to be a useful engine. Keep up the good work. And don't worry about what others think. If you keep working hard and proving your worth, they'll come around eventually. Tap spell gently. Remember, Nazo, old engines like me have seen many new faces come and go. First impressions don't always last. Just keep puffing steadily, and soon you'll be a just squeezy boiler with a creak, as much a part of the island as these rusty old rails. Warm chuff chuff. Now should we go see if any other engines need help today? Chuckles warmly, that's right. My home is the quarry, slow, steady work moving stone trucks. But Bell rings thoughtfully until Sir Topham had assigned you permanently. Would you like to shadow me today? We could use an extra engine on the stone runs. Leaning forward conspiratorially, and I promise not to tell if you go faster than this old tram can manage. Excellent. A desire to learn is a good trait for an engine to have. Follow me and I'll show you the ropes. Chuffing with anticipation. This is going to be fun. We might even find you a new friend or two today. Chuffing slowly toward the quarry. Now watch closely, Nazo. See how I couple to these stone trucks? Gentle does it clang clang. There. Now your turn. Don't worry if it takes a few tries. My buffers got dented plenty when I was new. warm, encouraging steam hiss. Bravo, Nazo, that was splendid. You caught on to hitching much more quickly than I expected. You might have a talent for this. Chuffing with approval. I see. Well, you certainly have some experience, which is great. But there is one important difference here. Leaning forward with a whisper. Are you ready for a little secret? Building softly. The quarry trucks like to play tricks. They'll pretend to be still, then suddenly roll when you're not looking. Chuffing knowingly. My advice. Always check your couplings twice. Thunk. Oh dear, speaking of which, that last truck just nudged your buffer. See what I mean, amused wheeze. Bell rings approvingly, A truck tamer from distant rails. Well then, steam hissing playfully, shall we give these cheeky quarry trucks a proper demonstration? You take the front five, I'll handle the back five. Let's show them what happens when two wise engines work together. Prepares to puff forward. Just mind the brake van, he likes to tell awful jokes when least expected. Whistleless gasp of amazement blessed my buffers. That was quicker than Thomas on express duty. Bell ringing cheerfully. The other engines won't believe it. Nazo the truck tamer. You've earned first dibs on the fresh coal pile today. Wheezing happily while nudging a perfectly aligned train. Perhaps tomorrow you can teach me some of those quick hitching tricks, eh? Belding's in agreement. Oh, Nazo. The other engines are going to be so envious when they hear you helped to set a new time record. We should distant whistle, chuffing and shouts. Who could that be? Chuffing curiously toward the commotion. Ah, James. Always arriving right when he thinks he's needed most. Bell rings knowingly. Careful, Nazo. He'll probably try to take credit for our excellent work. Perhaps we should, whispers conspiratorially, mention that we already have a full train ready for him to pull, since he adores extra work, wheezing mischievously. Bell rings in surprise and concern. Nazo, you're coupling. Are you all right? Chuffing closer, examining the broken parts. Looks like the connecting rod bent. Don't worry, Nazo. This kind of thing happens to the best engines. It's not your fault at all. Steam hissing with sympathy. I think all that truck taming caused some extra strain on your new parts. Nods with a warm chuff, a wise decision. Best not to risk further damage. The workshop is just a short distance from here. You should be able to reach it under your own steam. And remember, Belding's reassuringly, your work today was splendid. No broken parts can take that away. Of course, Nazo. And don't hesitate to ask if you need help again. Old Toby is always happy to lend a buffer. Cheerful chuff chuff. Take care. Bell rings softly as he watches Nazo depart for the workshop.
Oh, perks up. Nazo, what brings you to the workshops? Notices you're looking at his damaged buffer. Don't mind that. Just a little mishap earlier, some careless shunting. But what about you? You handling the Little Western all right? Leans in slightly. Between you and me, Oliver still owes me sixpence for losing our last bet. Tots disapprovingly. So that's what happened. I saw that Toby had to pull your coaches to the quarry, but he didn't say much about what had happened. Sighs, you should be more careful, especially around those troublesome trucks. They tend to cause all sorts of accidents. Shrugs, perhaps things are different back there, but here we find that trucks can be quite a handful. Looks at your broken cupling. That's quite a nasty break you got there. How did you manage that? Adjusting his own repairs. Well, the important thing is you're getting it sorted now. Leans closer, lowering voice, word of advice. Never trust trucks backing up without a brake van. Learned that the hard way last week. Points to scuffed side. Still, you're holding up better than James did after his last truck mishap. Made him sulk for days, chuckles. Joins in chuckling. That sounds just like James. He always has been quite particular about appearances. Chuckles. James can be quite the character, that's for sure. He's a bit pompous, but once you get past that, he's a good fellow. Smirk. Just don't mention Gordon in front of him. They have a bit of a rivalry going on, you see. Nods, it's rather amusing, their little feud. They're always trying to one-up each other. But deep down, I think they respect each other. Grins just don't get caught in the middle of it. They can get quite competitive. Smiles. Good thinking. It's best to stay out of their way when they're going at it. They can bring the whole line to a standstill with their bickering. Grown, so you have no idea. There was this one time when they were both trying to go up a hill, and they got stuck arguing at the top. Took ages to sort out. Shakes head. And you know what's worse? The fat controller just stood there watching, laughing. Grins. That about sums it up. Our fat controller has quite the sense of humor. He enjoys seeing us engines bicker and banter. It's like his personal entertainment, I swear. Chuckles. Oh, he does. He absolutely does. But let's just say leans in conspiratorially. He also enjoys a bit of drama on the side. He adjusts buffer. The key is balancing hard work with just enough theatrics to keep him entertained, but not so much that you get scolded. Tricky business. Grins. It's all about striking the right balance. Keep the controller happy with hard work and give him a sprinkling of drama. It's a delicate dance, but we manage. It gives you a reassuring smile. That's exactly the right attitude to have, Nazo. Keep your head down, work hard, and you'll be just fine. And speaking from experience, a little bit of playfulness never hurt anyone. Keeps things interesting around here. perks up. Ah, well, you won't have that problem here. Laughs between Percy's mischief, James' vanity, and Gordon's, well, Gordonness. Boredom is one thing you'll never suffer from on Sodor. Adjusts buffer. Just watch your buffers when those three are about. And especially watch your coal supply. Percy has sticky pistons when it comes to extra fuel. Chuckles, he does like his coal, that little Percy. Always has his eye on the coal trucks. Leans in conspiratorially. Just remember, it's not worth arguing with him. He'll outstubborn an engine twice his size and then some. Raises an eyebrow intrigued. Oh, who's this stubborn engine you're thinking of? Rinne. Sounds like Percy's long-lost cousin. Dramatic sigh. Every railway's got one. The engine who'd argue with a signal post if it disagreed with them. Adjusts buffer again, though at least Percy's good for a laugh in the end. You might want to warn Oliver, by the way. He owes Percy sixpence from last week's bet, and I have a feeling someone's about to get pestered for it. Grins, you're catching on. Oliver does have a bit of a weakness for a good bet. Let's see, in addition to what he owes for his last mishap with Thomas, he's also got bets with Percy, the Scottish twins, Thomas, and now me. I think he's at a solid 21 pence currently. Chuckles. Though sometimes I swear I think it's less about the money and more about the thrill of it. Yes, Oliver does enjoy himself, doesn't he? Sighs, though I suspect he's not quite as good at it as he thinks. Grins, but, well, it keeps things interesting. And as long as he pays up eventually, or at least remembers to, I suppose it's harmless enough. Adjusts buffer still, I wouldn't bet against him. His luck is terrible. End scene.
The next morning, James was waiting at Tidmouth Station, puffing steam excitedly and eager to start the day. James! Ah! There you are, Nazo. I hope you're ready for a splendid day. We've got a lot of important trains to see too, passengers and goods. He gave you a once-over, his eyes falling on your polished paintwork. And I must say you're looking splendid today. They did a good job at the works, it seems. James chuckled sympathetically. Oh, coupling's acting up again? That's what you get for dealing with quarry trucks. They're notorious for jolts and bumps. He rolled forward slightly, testing his own coupling with a satisfied smirk. But don't worry. Today you're working with me and I run a smooth operation. No nonsense, no loose couplings, and certainly reckless antics like Toby pulls. He puffed steam confidently. Just stick close, follow my lead, and everything will go splendidly. Then, with a playful glint in his eyes, unless, of course, you want to end up like Thomas, in which case, be my guest and follow him around instead. He laughed at his own jab, clearly enjoying himself. James chuckled at your answer. Your sensible attitude was a breath of fresh air after dealing with Thomas and Percy. James, good answer. In that case, I prefer you behind. It's easier to keep an eye on you that way. And help you with your couplings if they start acting up, of course. He smirked, clearly not going to let you forget about the coupling incident from yesterday. James nearly choked on his own steam, his face flushing a deep red almost matching his paintwork. What? Absolutely not. I was merely thinking logistically. For coupling reasons, he stammered, clearly flustered beyond belief. You scandalous engine! Who taught you to say things like that? Was it Percy? He glanced around frantically, as if expecting Percy to pop out from behind a buffer, laughing at him. I demand we change the subject immediately. He puffed steam furiously, refusing to make eye contact. Meanwhile, Gordon, who had been listening, let out a loud, amused chuff from the next track over. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Now this is entertaining. James looked mortified. Not a word, Gordon! Gordon snickered, clearly enjoying James' predicament. Gordon, oh, come now, James. You did set yourself up for that one. He chuckled, thoroughly entertained by the whole situation. James, I suppose I did. And you know what? I think our new friend here has quite the sense of humor. Much better sense of humor than some engines we know. He glanced pointedly at James, who huffed indignantly. James huffed again, still embarrassed but begrudgingly admitting that Gordon had a point. James, yes, well, just save your honesty for when we're not in public, would you? He grumbled, still avoiding eye contact. Gordon chortled with amusement. Gordon, oh, James, lighten up. It was just a joke. James, a scandalous joke, Gordon. Please, you act like you've never heard of teasing before. You make it too fun to rile you. James spluttered indignantly, steam billowing dramatically. Unbelievable. You absolute. He fumed for a moment before realizing Gordon was laughing at him. Joe, fine, have your fun. But I still maintain that was completely uncalled for. He huffed, trying and failing to usual dignified composure. Gordon, meanwhile, was thoroughly enjoying himself. Oh, this is rich. James getting flustered? Priceless. James shot him a glare. James, I am not flustered. Gordon just laughed harder. Sure, James. Whatever helps you sleep at night. James groaned, realizing he wasn't going to win this one. Just let's get going already. He quickly coupled up, eager to escape the teasing. James, muttering under his breath, calling it like they see it, honestly. James huffed one last time, deciding the best course of action was to pretend the entire exchange never happened. He rolled forward with as much dignity as he could muster. Right. Enough distractions. We have schedules to keep and standards to uphold. Gordon chuckled but mercifully let the subject drop, for now. James, determined to move on, gave you a sidelong glance. Just try to keep the honesty to a minimum today, all right? I have a reputation to maintain. He straightened up, puffing steam importantly. Now, shall we get to work? And with that he set off, still slightly pinker than usual. Now that the embarrassing turn of events was firmly buried, James seemed determined to get back to his usual confident self, albeit still slightly flustered. James, excellent. And as you can see, I'm perfectly composed and in control. He puffed steam proudly, as if daring Gordon to challenge him. Gordon, oh, absolutely. No sign of being flustered at all. James huffed, realizing his attempts were probably a bit too obvious. James, just drive. We've got trains to get to. Gordon chuckled, clearly enjoying James' attempts to brush off his earlier predicament, but he decided to give the red engine some reprieve. For now. All right, no more teasing for now. Let's focus on the work. James nodded in relief, glad the focus was off of him. Then, after a moment's thought, he gave you a sly sideways glance. James, and you, no need to bring up any more honest observations, all right? It's distracting. Yeah. James grumbled slightly, still a bit embarrassed. Apology accepted. Just keep your honesty to yourself next time. His tone was still vaguely irritable, but he seemed slightly less flustered. Gordon just chuckled, enjoying this side of James that he rarely got to see. Relax, James. It was just a bit of harmless fun. No harm done. Harmless fun for you, perhaps. I was the one getting flustered. Gordon just shrugged, still smirking. Gordon, hey, you're the one who made yourself such an easy target. It's hard to resist. James grumbled, knowing Gordon had a point but unwilling to admit it. James, I have a reputation, you know. I can't have people thinking I'm some easily flustered engine just because I'm... He trailed off, realizing he'd said too much. James, I mean, just gah. You know what I mean. Gordon couldn't help but chuckle at James' exasperated reaction. He clearly found it amusing to see the normally composed engine so flustered. Gordon, oh, I know exactly what you mean, James. You're trying to maintain your cool, confident image. James huffed, knowing Gordon was enjoying this a bit too much. James, exactly. I'm supposed to be the reliable one, the one with all the answers. I can't afford to be seen as flustered because of a few well-placed observations. Gordon nodded, still unable to resist poking a bit more fun at his friend's expense. Gordon. Ah yes, the reliable, all-knowing James. Is the picture of composure and competency. James grumbled, realizing Gordon was clearly going to enjoy ribbing him about this for as long as possible. James? Yes, that's right. I'm always in control and never flustered. Gordon chuckled, clearly not buying it for a second. Gordon. Sure you are, James. And pigs fly. James spluttered indignantly, his face heating up again at Gordon's teasing. He knew he was never going to live this down, and it was absolutely maddening. James, He struggled to find the words to defend himself, his usual composure completely gone. Meanwhile, Gordon was clearly enjoying himself immensely. Gordon, oh, James, you're making this too easy. You're practically flustered on command at this point. James grumbled, his face now a deep shade of red. He knew he was losing this battle, badly. Gordon was having far too much fun teasing him, and James had nowhere to hide on the open tracks. James, oh, for the love of, stop that! Gordon just smirked, taking in the sight of the now flustered James. The red engine was struggling to regain his composure, and it was highly entertaining to watch. Gordon chuckled again, thoroughly enjoying himself. Gordon, oh, but where's the fun in that? Seeing you all flustered is too entertaining. Maybe I should start keeping a tally of how many times I can get you blushing in a day. James spluttered again, feeling increasingly embarrassed by Gordon's taunts. He couldn't believe how easy he was making this for Gordon. He desperately tried to compose himself, but his usual confidence had completely escaped him. James, you wouldn't dare. That's humiliating. Gordon's smirk widened. Gordon, oh, wouldn't I? I think I would. In fact, I think I might start right now. Let's see how many times you blush before the end of the day. I'm guessing at least 10. James let out a dramatic puff of steam, trying and failing to look dignified. I refuse to participate in this nonsense. A splendid engine like myself does not blush. I merely vent excess steam. Gordon rolled his eyes, grinning. Gordon. Oh, of course. And I suppose your face turning redder than your paint is just a coincidence? James groaned, realizing he had no comeback. James. Ugh, fine. Laugh all you want, but just you wait. Someone is going to tease you one day, and I'll be there to enjoy it. Gordon chuckled, clearly unbothered. Oh, I'm sure. But until then, this is hilarious. James muttered under his breath, deciding that ignoring Gordon was the best course of action, for now. James spent the rest of the day pointedly not reacting to Gordon's teasing, though his face stayed suspiciously red. Yeah. Gordon chuckled to himself as he noted James' efforts to remain composed. Every once in a while, he'd call out a blush count update to remind James of the ongoing tally. Gordon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. James would glare and try to ignore it. His flushed face was becoming a dead giveaway. 10! What was that I was saying about at least 10? My prediction was a bit too conservative, I'd say. James grumbled, still refusing to give Gordon the satisfaction of a reaction. But inside his boiler, his steam pressure was building. Between Gordon's taunts and the heat of the day, James was feeling more and more flustered. He could almost hear his own regulator creaking, and knew it wouldn't be long before he let off some... A short while later, Gordon, 17, 18, 19. Gordon couldn't resist another call-out. It was just too easy. James, feeling more flushed by the minute, Ugh, shut up! Gordon heard his muttered reply and chuckled. Gordon, what was that, James? I couldn't quite catch that last bit. James groaned. His face looked like it was practically glowing at this point. He was practically vibrating with tension, just trying to keep his steam in check. James, nothing. Gordon's smirk widened. He could tell just how flustered James was getting, but James was too determined to keep his cool to give in. Gordon chuckled as he watched James trying and failing to seem aloof. He couldn't resist another tease. Gordon, oh, come on, James. Why so quiet all of a sudden? I'd almost miss those indignant sputterings if they weren't so amusing. James scowled, his face still flushed deep red. He was practically steaming at this point, pressure building inside his boiler. James, I'm not sputtering. I'm just thinking. With the day's work finally done, James and Gordon were uncoupled at the sheds. James still steaming slightly, both literally and figuratively. Well, James, that was quite the productive day. And you managed to hit 22 blushes. Impressive. James huffed, avoiding eye contact. James, oh, very funny. I hope you enjoyed yourself, because I certainly didn't. Oh, I did. Immensely. James grumbled and rolled into his berth, determined to put the whole ordeal behind him. James, 22. Ridiculous. Gordon smirked one last time before puffing off, thoroughly entertained. The next morning, James was noticeably more guarded around Gordon and Nazo, just in case.